Nonprofit Family Promise of Greater Phoenix, which provides resources to help families stabilize after becoming homeless, is holding a special preview today of a special place, Legacy Village in Glendale. Family Promise's new community made from repurposed cargo containers.
Yeah, and joining us to talk about it is Ted Taylor, Executive Director of Family Promise of Greater Phoenix. Good morning, Ted. Thanks for joining us. Is Legacy Village meant to be long-term affordable housing, or will it be more transitional?
More transitional housing than anything else. Is meant to be a bridge between shelter and permanent housing.
You know, some people may hear the term cargo containers and think to themselves, we let people live in those? But I first saw these in the desert in Iraq. People were living in them, and not Iraqis, Americans. Please tell us how these containers are repurposed.
Well, first, we match two containers together to make a two-bedroom apartment. So we strip out all the interiors and build them out commercial quality so that they can be a two-bedroom apartment and with a kitchen and a living room. And they're just absolutely beautiful. And then I just want to throw this in. They're furnished with all IKEA furniture. It's amazing how they came together. They're beautiful.
So do the tenants pay rent, or are these provided until they get on their feet? Tell us how this works.
They do. We have a sliding scale of rent that basically allows them to afford the units. Otherwise, extremely low-income families it's very hard to find housing for them today in the Valley. So we needed a pathway for them to be able to progress toward market rate housing. And so that's how we designed these. So there's a sliding scale of rent, basically, on these units. You know,
we have seen such an explosion in homelessness across the country, but especially here in the Valley over the last few years. Are you going to open with a wait list?
Yeah, the waiting list is enormous right now across the Valley, not just for shelter, but for housing. You know, housing is the number one problem in family homelessness, the availability of affordable housing. So we knew we had to do something. We've been here 25 years in the Valley, and basically it's getting harder and harder to graduate families into housing. So we knew we had to do something in housing, and this was a cost-effective way to build infill housing in the Valley.
And did you mention where these cargo containers come from?
Basically, they're from overseas. We believe they're from China. They're what we call first-trip containers. So they come over here so that we can build them into housing. So they're really clean. But really our objective is to make cost-efficient, affordable infill housing so that these families have a pathway to sustainable housing in the future.
Do you feel, as somebody who has been working with homeless families for a long time, by the way, we are talking with Ted Taylor, who's the Executive Director of Family Purpose of Greater Phoenix, talking about their brand new Legacy Village, which they're giving previews of today, which will be a village of cargo containers that have been transitioned into apartments. Do you feel like we're getting a handle on the homelessness situation that we have in the Valley, and that we are providing enough resources for people who are trying to get back on their feet?
I think the honest answer to that question is no. I feel like the snowball is getting bigger. Just to give you a sense of this, for every 100 units of extremely low-income housing needed in the Valley, there are only 24 units available. So what's happening is the snowball is getting bigger every single day. The most alarming fact is that 53% of homeless individuals and families in the Phoenix area remain unsheltered. That's the highest in our history. So I think it's getting worse right now, and we've got to address it. That's why we're getting into the housing business.
All right, real quick, tell us where this new village is at.
59th Avenue and Bethany Home Road.
And a second one is being planned?
Yes, we are. We're working on one for Tempe next, and then we want to scale these across the Valley.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Once again, Ted Taylor is the Executive Director of Family Purpose of Greater Phoenix.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Morning News. Click to watch more from KTAR News and hit the button in the middle to subscribe.